What is going on with the price of eggs right now? So there are several reasons that egg prices are up and the ability to get eggs is down. So let's talk about them. Some normal, totally natural, happens all the time. Some a little more concerning. Let's talk about the normal. So every year when days get shorter in the winter, egg production from your chickens most likely will slow down or stop altogether. It's completely normal. The length of days, the lack of sunlight and light in general impacts chickens' hormone production needed to lay an egg and provide you with that. Another reason your egg production might slow down or stop altogether, coupled with the length of days, is the cold temperatures in the winter. Your chickens are going to preserve life. That means egg production is going to be one of the first things to go, just frankly. One of the things you can do to help your chickens stay warmer, we give ours a little bit of corn, just whole corn every day. That helps keep their body temperature up, but their body is more concerned with survival, not egg production. So just like you, when you get cold, your hands may get cold, your feet may get cold, but that is your body preserving life. It's keeping your vital organs warm. And just like with them, if egg production needs to slow down to survive, that's what their body is gonna do. We have a lot of chickens here. If I was gonna guess, there's probably 200 chickens. And we're probably getting 2 dozen eggs a day. Terrible, terrible on the numbers, but it's winter here. You can see snow. It's an easily identifiable problem. Couple that with the fact that a lot of times chickens go into a molt in the fall or winter where they lose their feathers in preparation to grow a new set of feathers. That is another thing that will impact egg production and egg laying. So there are breeds that do better about laying in the winter, but I don't know of one single breed that is never going to molt or do things like that to where your egg production is going to be impacted at some point. Just have to plan ahead for those things. Maybe that means you freeze dry some eggs, you water glass some eggs, different things for those leaner times. So if we are talking about egg prices from your favorite farmer, just know that winter is their slow season, but feeding the birds doesn't stop. So demand is high and supply is low. There's a strain on the market just simply because of the time of year. Couple that with the fact that feed prices have increased significantly the last few years, and farmers raising chickens for eggs have more inputs into those than ever before. Now let's also talk about avian influenza or avian flu, or slang term, bird flu. Bird flu. It was first detected in 1878. So guys, this thing has been around a while. Our first records of it are in 1959. Just to keep it in perspective, there have only ever been 66 confirmed human cases in the US ever. There have been 950 cases worldwide in the many, many years that this thing has been around. Now, I do realize that there is a new variant going around that is what has everyone concerned, but I have some pretty startling facts for you. As I've started looking into this, the facts are pretty startling. Since February of 2022, more than 82 million egg-laying chickens have been culled. Now, what do I mean by culled? I mean, farmers have been forced to turn up the heat in their egg-laying barns, essentially causing heat stroke to millions of chickens. 20 million have been culled just in the last quarter of last year, of 2024. So if you do the math, a fourth of what have been euthanized were just recently done in the last quarter of last year. This thing is getting worse, guys, not better. The USDA, which I am a fan of, we know local people that work for them. The U.S. Department of Ag, very, very helpful to farmers and people in agriculture. But the facts are the facts, and people are being paid to euthanize their chickens. Some of the biggest ones, Jenny O and Tyson, huge corporations, paid millions of dollars to euthanize chickens. What happens when all those millions of chickens are taken out of circulation? The amount of eggs goes down. And you may think, it's just eggs. And I'm not here to scare anyone or fearmonger anyone, but I do think it's time we open our eyes and wake up to the realities of just what we're dealing with. This is just one issue in a myriad of issues with our broken food system. And the fact is, if we let them, they, whoever they are, control the food, they control us. If you think about it, and your food is dependent on a scientist growing it in a lab, your security is gone. When you lose the ability to raise things on your own farm without fear of the government coming in and saying, nope, you got to kill those. So what has sparked, if this virus has been around all these years, and let me just say this before I go any further, is it safe for you to eat eggs from your own chickens in your backyard? What if a, wild bird has come in and now it's gotten into your flock? It's perfectly safe. It's a virus. If you cook things to the correct temperature, it kills it. So yes, it is safe for you to eat those. I do understand that they are condemning farms and culling farms. One farm in Colorado, they just euthanized 1.8 million of their own chickens, just one farm. I do understand they are trying to stop the spread of this disease, but at what cost to us? The most recent scare about bird flu is because it was found in dairy cattle, and they have decided that it can be passed from raw milk to humans. They have since, I just looked up the latest data, they have since said that it is in 16 states, and there's a whole list of reasons you should not drink raw milk. However, I personally have never known anyone to get sick from drinking raw milk, much less to die from it, and much less the numbers just don't add up. There's only ever been 66 confirmed cases in the U.S., most of which were farm workers closely associated with the poultry, or there was one worker that was associated with the farm that had a cow that had it. But what they don't tell you is how many other workers were in contact with this cow or these chickens that did not get sick. But that's what they don't tell you. It's in 16 states, but in the history of ever, there's only ever been 66 reported cases. So something is just not adding up here to me. I've never been really a conspiracy theorist. I just haven't been. I don't like to put out videos about conspiracy theories and fear-mongering. I just don't. I don't want that to be me. But at some point, we do have to say enough is enough. Give the information and let people decide for themselves. For instance, raw milk has now been banned in all forms in California. They've said it is unsafe for humans or even for pets. But how many people have already drank it that possibly could have had maybe a minute trace of this virus, that have now built immunity to that because they have a healthy functioning immune system? Now, by all means, if you are immunocompromised, you do not need to be taking a chance on like anything until your immune system is back to functioning. I also have to think to myself, it does not take long to pull up information on why you should not drink raw milk. And if you trace it back, it usually goes back to corporations that have a stake in milk. Milk is big business. Do not fool yourself. There are lobbyists here in my state that lobbied for years to keep raw milk illegal, until finally people rose up and said, no, we are adults. We can decide for ourselves. And the laws became what they are today. Could they improve more? Yes, but they are better than they used to be. But I realized then that big corporations control everything. And I'm at a point, maybe I'm ranting here, but maybe you need to hear it. I'm tired of other people making all the decisions, especially when it comes to our food system. Cook an egg. Maybe warn people don't eat raw eggs for the time being. Maybe. Let them decide that for themselves if they want to. But destroying millions of chickens out of fear and panic, I just don't think that's the way to go. That's the end of my TED Talk for today. But that, in short, is why egg prices are like they are. Because many healthy chickens have been killed, along with a few sick ones. So here we are. There's not enough eggs to go around. I get calls almost every day from people wanting eggs because they just can't get them at the grocery store. The prices are through the roof. Even at your local discount grocery store, eggs are expensive. It's probably past time, that we stand up and say, no more. You get no more control over this food system. You had control, and look what you have done. Look what you have done to people's health. Maybe we need to focus more on building people's immune systems, teaching them more about probiotics and the benefits of elderberry and things like that, instead of giving them one more shot or one more pill. It's just a thought. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, and God bless.